So we will record the sessions as there are devotees who will be listening to class recording because they cannot attend the sessions right now. And I will also share a slide. We will follow the slide today for our discussion, this initial discussion today. So at the start, I request permission and blessings from you all devotees, from my spiritual master, His Grace Vaisheshikadas Adhikari, our Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, Guru Parampara, and Shri Shri Radha and Krishna, to be able to facilitate a systematic study of Bhagavad Gita. I am trying to follow instructions of my spiritual master, His Grace Vaisheshikadas Adhikari, and our Siksha Guru, His Grace Rupanuga Prabhu, to share Bhagavad Gita knowledge at the RVd6 class, like how you are joined right now. I will repeat what I have heard from Acharyas in Parampara, plus what I have understood and realized. I have no other qualification. Hare Krishna. So the process is that before starting to talk about any spiritual subject matters, we first do invocation prayers. The invocation prayers are there in the Bhagavad Gita right at the introduction. So those of you who don't have Bhagavad Gita, you should please connect with me, and we can try to get you one. Some of you are still not signed up on the WhatsApp group. So I request all of you to please sign up on the WhatsApp group, because I will be sending messages and updates in the WhatsApp group. So if you have not already joined, please do join. And on the Zoom call, if all of you can please put your correct names, so that when I call out names for you to read, I can call out the proper names. Most of you have the proper names, but if you don't, there's one with JP. I don't know what JP means. If you can please edit your name to correct name. Okay, so everybody on the invocation page, I will also have it on the screen, and you can follow along. Otherwise, it's there on the introduction of Bhagavad Gita as well. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijan Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha E Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarupascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, thank you all for coming. So today what we'll cover is, we will first discuss the purpose of Bhakti Vriksha classes. So we are in this Bhakti Vriksha setup. Yes, we are studying Bhagavad Gita. We will study other scriptures also, but it's under the Bhakti Vriksh umbrella, and we'll discuss that. Second, we will discuss few classroom norms. Third, we will discuss few bullet points about Shastric study, meaning when you study Vedic literature, what are some of the Shastric norms we follow? And then we will get into the Bhagavad Gita preface and introduction. So first, in terms of purpose, the purpose of Bhakti Vriksh is devotee association, that we chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and we read scriptures in devotee association. Now, all of you should feel very comfortable in this class setting and ask any and all questions, because I am not a guru. Rather, I am a very easily accessible servant. It's a service given to me to serve you all. So I am here to serve you all. Therefore, feel very, very comfortable to ask any and all questions. Reading Bhagavad Gita philosophy by yourself can be confusing. Therefore, my role is to bridge a gap and answer questions. So please ask any and all questions without hesitations. You simply raise your hand on the Zoom call and then unmute and ask the questions. Some of you may be wondering that I just want to try out few classes and see how this goes. So I request and I recommend that if you are here for trying out, nothing wrong with it. I request you to attend at least Bhagavad Gita chapters 1 and 2 discussions, as well as the start of chapter 3, the first class of chapter 3. That will provide you some level of understanding, such as you are not this body, you are a soul. The most commonly referred Bhagavad Gita statement, but mostly misunderstood statement, that do your duty and do not worry about the results. What do you really mean by this? You will understand that. You will also understand that it is the mind that has been taking us from one life to another life for at least 155 trillion years in this cycle of creation. Therefore, how to control the mind is to treat the mind as an untrusted outsider and give the mind a safe playing space of Krishna conscious activities. Just as one gives a toy to a child to keep the child engaged and quiet. How to control senses and the mind is not by restricting the use of mind and senses. Rather, to control mind and senses, you have to engage the mind and senses properly in devotional services according to scriptures. So I'll be doing a lot of talking today, and as I go along, feel free to raise your hand whenever you have any questions, and I will try to answer. You don't have to wait till the end for questions. Everybody on the same page? Any questions so far? Okay. I'll continue. Thank you for confirming. Now, our bottom line goal is to remember Krishna at the time of death so that we can go back home to Godhead. And our bottom line goal is to purify ourselves so that we can revive our lost relationship with God, with Krishna. So we are not trying to manufacture any new relationship with God, with Krishna. No, our relation is already there. It's just is covered with a lot of impurities. Therefore, we just have to revive our relationship. So we all study together and we do services at the temple together so that we can continue to do services together when we all go back home, back to Godhead. So some present here are devotees from other batches. So right now you are in batch number 6. There are other devotees from other batches. They are also present here. And we all also do services together, generally at the Toronto temple. Now, in terms of trying to remember Krishna, don't try to remember Krishna at the time of death, because death is like 1,000 scorpions biting at the same time. Rather, try to remember Krishna throughout your life by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, by doing devotional services throughout your life, so that Krishna will remember you at the time of death. Our goal is to purify ourselves so that we revive our relationship. And as I already explained, that to revive our relationship with Krishna, we have to develop relations with devotees. So we all will develop close, friendly relations with each other so that we can revive our relation with Krishna. So to revive our relation with Krishna, first we have to develop relations with all of us, meaning we all devotees. As well as when you will come for services, you will also meet devotees from the previous batches, and you can develop relations with them also. Now, the process for purification in this age of Kali Yuga is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and hearing from bona fide acharyas. This is the bhakti process. Hearing original scriptures such as Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, from bona fide acharya in disciplic succession is the appropriate and proper bhakti yoga process. The commonly known Bhagavad Sapta, generally in India, is not going to give you any results because those are not connected in disciplic succession all the way to Krishna, to God. So chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the recommended Bhakti Yoga process for Kali Yuga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Therefore, every week, I will be posting Srila Prabhupada's lecture to listen to in the WhatsApp group. And if by any chance you miss to attend any of the virtual classes, you can just request the class recording from me and I will just send it to you. I do not need to know the reason why you missed. Just get the recording. I know material world is very tough Don't worry about giving me a reason. Just say, I need the recording and I will send it to you. Now, some of you already inquired with me about this point that is highlighted on the screen in terms of how long our class will take. So studying Bhagavad Gita is hard. Understanding Bhagavad Gita is even harder. And living in this world according to Bhagavad Gita principles at the level of soul is the hardest. So our Bhagavad Gita study is at this hardest level of being able to apply Bhagavad Gita principles and trying to live in this world at the level of soul. Therefore, we go slow and practice Bhagavad Gita principles as we go along. You all will also have a lot of personal level questions. Therefore, all of you Vaishnavis, females, should make Shalini Gopal Krishna as your buddy. Shalini Gopal, in the WhatsApp group, besides me, there are two other group admins. So the one with the 647 number is Shalini Gopal Krishna's number. And all you Vaishnavs, males, should make Shalini's husband, whose name is Gopal Krishna. And in the WhatsApp group, it's the 91, the India number. Can make them as your buddy. So even though it's the 91 India number, they both are physically here in Toronto. It's just that Gopal Krishna is more easily accessible on the India number. And all of you can always connect with me at any time. So if together with you, your family member is also joining, then you can put the family member name also on the Zoom call, as well as send me their name and number. I can add them to the WhatsApp group as well. So they all will also get the lectures of Prabhupada and other updates. Sometimes the class time changes, so they can also get the updates as well. And those of you who are joining as we speak in the WhatsApp group, I request you to please send me your name and number if you have not already connected with me. I will pause here for any questions, comments, realizations. I still have a lot of talking to do. I would like to hear from you all, some of you at least. Somebody, we already discussed that you should all feel comfortable. So have comfort to unmute and speak or ask something. No questions so far?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. Again, feel comfortable. The purpose of our Bhakti Vriksha is not for me to sit and speak and speak and speak and you will go home and hold your head. No, you should all feel free to speak and inquire anything and everything.
Hi.
Kirti, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Kirti. Thank you. So, can I listen Bhagavad Gita while doing like other work also, like cooking or something
Yeah,
else?
that is super excellent inquiry, and you are absolutely correct. As part of our practice of Bhagavad Gita, one of the exercise will be that I will give you to listen to recording and other Srila Prabhupada lectures while doing activities at your home. But that's a later stage. There are few steps before that, and we will come to that stage also. But you are correct. Yes, but there are few steps before you can listen to recording while doing services. Kirti,
Okay, thank you.
anybody else? So Srila Narad Muni has given this definition of pure devotional service, that you use your entire body in Krishna's service. The verse in Sanskrit. So you know how I am reciting in Sanskrit? You all will also come to this level of being able to recite the Bhagavad Gita verses in Sanskrit. So I will recite right now. Sarva upadi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchate. I request Abhishek Prabhu to please read the translation highlighted on the screen in yellow.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Translation. Bhakti or devotional service means engaging all our senses in the service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of all the senses. When the spirit soul renders service unto the Supreme, there are two side effects. One is freed from all material designations, and one's senses are purified simply by being employed in the service of the Lord.
So if you employ your service, if you employ your senses in service of the Lord, your senses get purified. So I described earlier that to control senses, restriction is not the proper way. Rather, using your senses properly in service of the Lord is the proper process for purifying your senses. And if you don't use your senses, then what happens is described in the next thing highlighted on the screen in yellow. I request Anubha to please read from the screen highlighted in yellow.
Hare Krishna. Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, if any of the senses are not involved in Krishna consciousness, they become our enemy. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 3, Pure Devotional Service, the Change in Heart. Ear holes are like holes of snake. If ears not used to listen to the message, pastimes of the Lord. Tongue is like frogs croaking, inviting snake to eat them. If tongue not used to sing, chant glories of the Lord. Even if head crowned with silk turban is burden, if head not bowed down before the Lord. Even if hands decorated with glittering bangles are like hands of dead man, if hands not engaged in service of Lord. Eyes are like printed plumes of peacock, if eyes are not used to see Lord's beautiful form, name, qualities, etc.
Okay, very good. So if you don't use your senses become your enemies. Therefore, all of you, how you are looking at the screen, you are listening, you will inquire, you may be taking notes. All this, you are engaging your senses in devotional service, and this will purify your senses little by little. Any questions, comments, realizations so far? Okay, I will continue. So the spirit of Bhagavad Gita is that Lord Shri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Krishna is God. He is a person. Lord Krishna, God, also has feelings like you and me. Lord Krishna reciprocates with his devotees. Bhagavad Gita is understood only in the mood of devotion like that of Arjuna. And only by devotional service, one can revive one's relationship with Krishna. This is described in Bhagavad Gita 11.54. And by study of Vedas, by doing austerities, by charity, one cannot know Krishna, one cannot see Krishna and God. It's described in Bhagavad Gita 11.53. Therefore, let us develop the mood of devotion. Now, Lord Krishna's words are different from the mundane words that we hear and read every day, say in newspapers, magazines, or radio, because all living entities have 4 defects. The 4 defects that we all have are: first, we commit mistakes. Second, we are illusion. Third, we have tendency to cheat. And fourth, we have imperfect senses. Nitin Kumar Prabhu, you have a question?
Yeah, I have. Am I audible?
Yeah, go ahead. Correct.
Okay. So my question is, I mean, you said that Bhagavad Gita is to be understood only in the mood of devotion, like that of Arjuna, right?
Mhm.
But isn't Arjuna's devotion different than anybody else's devotion? Because
Yeah.
Arjuna he is one of the most learned warriors in the history.
Yeah, you are correct. That degree of devotion will differ. So Arjuna is a pure devotee, and Krishna will reciprocate accordingly. So when I said study or do devotional service in the mood of devotion, means yes, we start in the mood of devotion if we don't have devotion. And if we already have devotion, then we keep increasing our devotion till we become a pure devotee. So a point that there is a degree of difference, yes, there is. But we can start in the mood of devotion or keep increasing our mood of devotion. Nitin Prabhu?
Yeah, yeah, that answers my question. Thank you.
Very good inquiry. Thank you for listening with rapt attention. Okay. Now, the result of understanding Bhagavad Gita is that you will become purified and you will go back home to Godhead. Now, what we are doing today, studying Bhagavad Gita, and which we will continue to study Bhagavad Gita, is described in Bhagavad Gita chapter 18, verse number 70. So I know some of you don't have yet Bhagavad Gita. I am still in the process of delivering to some of you. So somebody who already has Bhagavad Gita, can you go to chapter 18, verse number 70 and read the translation? Whosoever has Bhagavad Gita, please read.
I can read.
Matan Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. And I declare that he who studies this sacred conversation of ours worship me by his intelligence.
So what we are doing right now, we are actually doing worship with your intelligence. Yes, Krishna himself has said that studying Bhagavad Gita is worship through your intelligence. Therefore, I request all of you to stay focused, just as one is completely focused while attending the Aarti at the temple or at your home temple. And somebody else who has Bhagavad Gita, if you want to read 18.71. Somebody else who has Bhagavad Gita.
May I, Prabhu?
Yeah, Mansi, go ahead.
And one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reactions and attains to the auspicious planets where the pious dwells.
Questions, comments, realizations. So what we are doing is worship, and with attention, when you hear, you will get purified. Everybody on the same page?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Now, some Shastric studies, some norms. Now, the slides that I'm going to show you about Shastric study, these are the top slides from some 40 plus slides. So if I show you all 40, it will become very boring. So I'm only showing you the top 4 or 5 slides in terms of their importance. So the first, we'll read from the slide what we have here. Jigna, can you please read from the slide what Prabhupada says for classroom norms?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Whenever you want to receive something, you have to be controlled or you have to be surrendered to the rules and regulations. If you do not follow the rules and regulations of the class, it is not possible to receive the knowledge.
So this is Prabhupada himself saying that you have to follow a disciplined process and rules and regulations. Therefore, I request all of you to be disciplined. That we just read 18.70, that studying scriptures is worship. I request all of you to take lots of notes and keep your notes organized. I request all of you to participate in discussions. There will be a lot of discussions. And everyone should also participate in reading and answering the questions raised. So some questions are for everyone, and some questions will be whosoever wants to answer by raising their hand. Now, if you don't participate, if you don't answer, if you don't endeavor, then you will not get the full benefit of Bhagavad Gita study. So this is not some academic study. So participate because this Bhakti Vriksha setting is your practice ground without having any worry whatsoever that, oh, what will somebody think or say? No, this is our practice ground. So please come on time. Do not miss any classes. And if you have to miss a class, try your best to listen to the class recording as soon as is possible. And observe confidentiality within class and outside of class. We will tackle the question, not the individual asking the question. So everything we discuss stays here. It does not change our relationship. So we discussed that we will build relation with devotees because this is the way to revive relation with Krishna. Just as in your families, say you have argument with your family members, that does not mean you break relations with your family members. So we will continue to build relations with each other. And after each class, I will also give you little spiritual endeavor to do throughout the week, for which you will try to submit the answers to me on a Google form, which should take you not too long. Initially will feel like it's a lot, but they will all ease out. Now, in terms of connecting on the Zoom call, I request all of you to please connect ahead of the start time. So we discussed that studying Bhagavad Gita is worship. So just as in the temple, when you wait outside the temple door to open to take darshan, Similarly, join ahead of time, listen to Kirtan and prepare your consciousness to receive the spiritual knowledge. This is not some academic study. This is all meant for you to transform, and these are the processes that I am describing. And when you are connected on the Zoom call, don't connect and go away somewhere else. And then don't disconnect and connect again and again. No, have undivided attention. Give this time to Krishna, and Krishna will bring you even closer to him. Questions, comments, realizations? Jinal, can you please read the bottom part of the screen?
Hello.
You have two connections on. If you can please disconnect one, otherwise there'll be echo. Jinal. Okay. Birwa, you want to read till Jinal fixes?
Sure. The purpose is that you should memorize the purpose of my books and then speak them in your own words. Do not adulterate or change anything. Then you will be the perfect preacher.
So we don't have to change anything. Prabhupada has already given us everything. We simply repeat what we hear from Prabhupada, from previous acharyas, exactly what I am also doing. I'm not manufacturing anything. Now, preaching is the essence, and Prabhupada explains in the next slide. Bhaumik, can you please read? Bhaumik, are you able to unmute? Dhara?
Hare Krishna. Simply quoting verses like a parrot will not be very much beneficial. One must apply Jananam, Vijananam, Shahitam, Janma means to know the thing, and Vijnana means to apply the things in practical life. Jananam, Vijnana, Shahitam. So we must know the Vijnana, how practically that is taught by the Goswami's lecture NOD 773.
So what Prabhupada is saying is that we don't have to simply quote verses without really understanding the context. We have to understand and we have to realize. Therefore, Prabhupada says that jnanam means knowledge, but vigyan means realized knowledge. So we have to understand and we have to speak intelligently. And we don't have to change the meaning. The essence has to stay the same. You can speak in your own words. The essence does not have to change. Okay. Ekta, the mood and mission of Srila Prabhupada is very important. Ekta, if you want to read from the screen.
Sure, definitely. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Radhe Krishna Guruji. So, moods and missions, understanding and appreciating the moods and mission of Srila Prabhupada and perpetuating that understanding within the ISKCON society and its members.
So I'm
Thank
not a
you.
guru. You can just call me by my name. I'm again a very easily accessible server.
Okay. Thank you.
So Srila Prabhupada's mood is to serve Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada did everything from setting up ISKCON to translating books, all these not to become famous, but to serve Krishna. Even though Srila Prabhupada did everything, Srila Prabhupada still dedicated everything to his spiritual master and to Parampara, and nothing for his own credit. This is the humility of Srila Prabhupada. Now, Shastra Chakshu or realization. This is important. Let's hear from Samma. Can you read the bottom part? So whosoever's name I call out, I'm hoping I call out the name properly. Otherwise, you can please tell me how to pronounce your name.
Hi. One should develop the ability to see through the eyes of Shastra with a Krishna conscious worldview. The ultimate goal is to realize Krishna's presence everywhere and to see his hand in everything.
So this Shastra Chakshu or realization, this is among the most important. You will keep hearing my punchline again and again and again and again. My punchline is, what is the verse for this? So whatever we see in the material world, whatever we hear in the material world, we try to correlate from scriptures, meaning we see through the eyes of scriptures. That way, we don't make mistakes because scriptures are perfect. So we already determined that the words of Krishna are different because they are not subject to the 4 defects that we all have. The 4 defects that we have are we commit mistakes, we are illusioned, we have the tendency to cheat, and we have imperfect senses. So when we use Shastra Chakshu, meaning when we see through the eyes of scriptures, these are original scriptures which are not subject to any defects. And when you see through the eyes of Krishna, when you see through the eyes of the scriptures, that way you will remember Krishna. How do you remember Krishna? Let's take an example of this Shastra Chakshu. So many of us are here in North America. What's the most common conversation in offices? Somebody? Everybody should know. All of you should be aware. What's the most common conversation in office?
Sports.
Okay, sports. Okay, what else? Ankit Prabhu, we cannot hear you. What's the most common conversation in offices? Somebody please help me.
Work stress?
Okay, work related. Okay, common conversation.
About the boss?
Okay.
Maybe about pets and weather.
Okay, weather. Do you all agree that every day, isn't that the most common conversation that happens every day when you go to work? I mean, the other points that you mentioned are also correct points. But isn't weather the most common conversation? Everybody agrees, disagrees?
Yeah, I agree.
Anybody has a different answer? So, when my colleague, every morning, she tells me the weather is either good or bad, and I use my Shastra Chakshu to remember Bhagavad Gita 2.14 verse. So whosoever has Bhagavad Gita, can you please read 2.14 translation? Somebody quickly.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I can read.
Yeah, go ahead.
O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress, and their disappearance in due course, are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O sin of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed.
So my colleague is talking about weather, but I am remembering Bhagavad Gita verse, and I have actually repeated this verse so many times to my colleague that whether it is summer or whether it is winter, it will pass because this is all temporary. And my colleague then goes on to still say the same statement that the weather is either good or bad. And then she will also say, yeah, Rajesh, I know. You will also say Bhagavad Gita 2.14 verse that this is all temporary and it will all go as summer and winter. So what did I do here? I use Shastra Chakshu to use normal conversation to remember Krishna through the words of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Everybody understands a very simple example of Shastra Chakshu?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Can you all practice this? Somebody? I have a lot of silence.
Yes, Prabhuji, we can try, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. So continuing on, I will give you some overview of Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita explains 5 basic truths. Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. So Ishvara, the Supreme Lord, Krishna is God. He is the cause of all causes and the source of everything that exists. Krishna is the supreme controller, he is the supreme proprietor and the supreme enjoyer. And Krishna, God, is full in 6 opulences of wealth, fame, knowledge, renunciation, beauty, and strength. The soul or Jiva, the living entity, meaning we all, we are controlled by God. The soul can be experienced or perceived by the presence of consciousness. The body is compared to a vehicle and the soul is within this body. So we as souls, we are one in quality with God, but we are different in quantity. So from the image you can see that we are like a drop of the ocean and God is the entire ocean. Now Prakriti or material nature consists of the 3 modes of material nature, meaning goodness, passion, and ignorance. And it is the mode of passion that binds us with desires. Time or Kala is an energy of Krishna. Time is the most powerful force in the material world and is the ultimate among killers. Now, karma. The activities performed by living entities who are conditioned by the 3 modes under the control of time is called as karma. Now, karma can be of 3 types. First is karma, meaning pious activities which are according to scriptural directions. Second is vikarma, meaning sinful which are against scriptural directions. And third is akarma. So akarma does not mean no activity. Akarma means you do an activity in the material world for which it does not provide any reaction, neither good nor bad. Now, the law of karma is applicable only to humans. The law of karma does not apply to animals. So if humans kill animals, then humans get bad karma. But if animals kill other animals, there is no bad karma accumulated because the law of karma only applies to human beings. Now, this is very important. that good and bad karma do not cancel each other. So if you do good karma, you have to come to the material world to enjoy the good things. If you do bad karma, you have to also come to the material world to suffer the bad things. Therefore, both good karma and bad karma are bad because both of them are binding you to the material world. Questions, comments, realizations?
Can you explain a karma again, please?
Yeah. So akarma means you do an activity for which there is no reaction, meaning there is no result, neither good nor bad. And akarma refers to doing devotional services. So we'll have a heavy discussion on karma topic in chapter 4, verses 16, 17, 18. But briefly, akarma means doing devotional service. So you don't have to become a saint to do bhakti yoga, to do devotional service. No. You have to simply learn to dovetail your day-to-day activities, whatever is your honorable duty, whatever education you are studying. You just have to learn to dovetail your day-to-day activity into bhakti yoga devotional service process so that there is no karma. And we will practice, we will learn. Right now we are studying philosophy. We will learn the philosophy and we will also practice how to dovetail your day-to-day activities into bhakti yoga. Nitin Prabhu?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good. Very good inquiry. Now, Bhagavad Gita verses. Ajay Prabhu, you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question. I want to ask that doing good karmas should bring us more closer to Krishna.
That is not correct. So,
Why?
good karma, yes, it is in the mode of goodness. Yes, we have to do good karma so that we come to the mode of goodness. And from goodness, also we have to rise above goodness to mode of pure goodness. It is the pure goodness that is going to take us closer to Krishna. The modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance are all modes of the material world. They are not going to take you closer to Krishna. But from the three modes, so lowest mode is ignorance, next higher mode is passion, and next higher mode is goodness. Yes, we have to come to the mode of goodness, but we don't have to stay at the mode of goodness. We have to transcend goodness also. Ajay Prabhu?
So, does that mean that we should transform our good karmas into goodness of a more extreme, and that would bring us more closer to Krishna?
Yeah, I will give you a simple example. Very good. You are correct understanding. I'll give you a very simple example about charity. We'll discuss in chapter 17 that charity can be in the mode of ignorance, charity can be in the mode of passion, and charity can be in the mode of goodness. Either way, all these charity in any of these three modes are going to bring you back to the material world. Therefore, this charity does not help you. If you want to do charity, you do charity in the mode of transcendence, which is perfect example is you distribute Srila Prabhupada's books and you distribute Krishna Prasad. That's the best charity you can do because these are going to help people at the level of soul, not at the level of body. Ajay Prabhu?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, very good. Very good hearing with rapt attention. Okay, Ajay Prabhu, you can read. So Bhagavad Gita verses are divided into 16 themes. I will show an example. As we get into the verses, I will show examples to describe how those verses are linked to the themes. But right now you can just read from the 16th theme, the 8 on the left side of the screen.
Yeah, sure. The soul and transmigration. characteristics of self-realized person, the level of knowledge, how to receive knowledge, mind and sense control, the yoga process, renunciation of work versus work in devotion, levels of God realization.
Okay, very good. Kajol, if you want to read the remaining on the right side. Kajol.
Hare Krishna Babuji.
Hare Krishna.
7. Defeating
Impersonalism.
defeating impersonalism, demi God worship, devotee and non-devotee, the relation between Jiva, Ishvara and Prakriti, the material modes of the nature, Varnasma, Dharma, Bhakti, Ananya Bhakti.
So these are the 16 themes, and as we progress with the verses, I will explain all of them. Further, Bhagavad Gita is divided into 3 broad sections. So the first 6 chapters describe how karma can lead to bhakti. The middle 6 chapters of 7 to 12 directly talk about bhakti, and the last 6 chapters talk about how jnana can lead to bhakti. Monarch Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, what is the difference between last 2 themes, Bhakti and Ananya Bhakti?
Yeah, bhakti is that, say what you are doing right now is also bhakti, but you are right now also controlled under the modes, meaning your bhakti is mixed bhakti. It's not pure bhakti. That you are also sometimes shaken by the modes, or sometimes you miss the class. It's not Ananya Bhakti. Ananya means pure, that you have, no matter what happens, you will continue your bhakti process. That is Ananya, means pure devotional service. Monarch Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, further to it, like being in material world, is it possible to do Ananya Bhakti, because we are always controlled by 3 modes of material nature? So
very good. Yes, we will aim to come to the level of Ananya Bhakti. How much one is successful to come to the level of Ananya Bhakti depends on your individual endeavor. Yes, it's very good that you are already able to identify that the modes are controlling. That already is an elevation in itself. And we will discuss all this very soon. And Monarch Prabhu is also there in the other batch number 5, where from tomorrow we'll be starting the chapter 14, modes of material nature, where you will understand how to get out of the modes as well. And we'll discuss in this batch also. So bottom line, yes, it is possible. How difficult it is or how easy it is for somebody depends on their individual contamination and individual endeavor. Monarch Prabhu.
okay, Prabhu, thank you.
All right. Now I will give you this list of 150 verses, which are known as key memorization verse and key theme verses across all 18 chapters. I request all of you to please take a snapshot of this. These are very, very important verses in Bhagavad Gita. If you know these 150 verses, you basically will know a lot of Bhagavad Gita. And the bottom part where it says key memorization verses, we will memorize these verses in Sanskrit and English, or the essence, and we'll run as we go along. We'll understand the process and follow the process also. So as Kirti was asking about listening to recording, so the first step before you reach listening to Bhagavad Gita classes, first we will try to memorize verses and try to able to see your mind. Anybody interested to see your mind? Anybody has seen your mind? Silence. I got silence.
No, Prabhu.
No, for what?
I've never seen my mind.
Would you like to see your mind?
Yes, definitely.
Yes,
Rest of you, would you like to see your mind?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So we'll practice all of that as we go along. First, we are trying to study the philosophy, and we will also practice how to be able to see your mind. So I'm not going to show you your mind, just going to show you a process, and you will follow your process. So we talked about that the three broad sections, that the first 6 chapters talk about how karma leads to bhakti, the middle 6 chapters directly on bhakti, and the last 6 chapters how jnana leads to bhakti. Now, why bhakti yoga is in the middle is that bhakti yoga or bhakti is revealed only to those who are sincere. Because bhakti is important and precious, it is protected by the 2 layers. One is on each side, one of karma and one of jnana. So it is easier to start with karma yoga. Bhakti yoga is the secret. It is revealed only to those who want to do bhakti yoga. So many devotees, they generally stop reading Bhagavad Gita after the Karma Yoga first 6 chapters because their interest is to just do pious activity and say to go to heaven. They have no interest in doing devotional service. And what does Jnana do? Jnana gives you knowledge. So to do bhakti, you need the goal and the process to reach the goal. So Bhagavad Gita gives you all that knowledge that you need as what is the process to follow and what is the goal and how to reach that goal. So we will all learn and try to memorize verses in Sanskrit, and we will try to practice Bhagavad Gita rather than simply studying the philosophy to put a tick mark. So our Siksha Guru, His Grace Bhakti Yoga Prabhu, will come to teach us how to read and recite in Sanskrit. But initially, what I've been following with all the other batches is, first we will make you read and recite Sanskrit so that your hands are wet in Sanskrit, and when Bhakti Yoga Prabhu will come, then you will get a lot more benefit from the Sanskrit class. Questions, comments, realizations before we read the preface. I request all of you to talk to me. I'm here to serve you all. Somebody, questions, comments?
You're saying there are 16 themes, but I see only 12 of them.
So some are A, B, C, D. So I'll go back to the slide. So if you see that number 3 is A and B, and number 5 is A and B, 10 is A and B, and 12 is A and B.
Okay.
You add 1, 2, 3, 4 extra, that will give you 16. Anybody else? Okay. So we'll read preface, and I will explain key points also. So Srila Prabhupada is presenting the will of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada did not come to the West to become famous. Now, the initial Bhagavad Gita that was published by Macmillan had a different preface. And that initial publication of Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavad Gita was cut short. And Srila Prabhupada was not happy because many key points were cut short. At that initial time, Srila Prabhupada had no choice but to take what Macmillan was giving, because Prabhupada came to the West with $8 in his pocket and a copy of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Prabhupada had no money, and Prabhupada had to take what Macmillan was offering, even though it was not pleasing to Srila Prabhupada. Later, Srila Prabhupada created the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, and this Bhaktivedanta Book Trust is now the biggest publishing house in the world. So the preface that we have in Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is, this was written together with the Bhagavad Gita, and the Macmillan edition, the initial edition, the preface was different. So let's see who has Bhagavad Gita and who can read from the preface. Nitin Kumar Prabhu, you have Bhagavad Gita, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I want you to go to the preface.
Yeah.
And the second paragraph, which starts our Krishna conscious movement.
Shall I read?
Yeah.
Our Krishna consciousness movement is genuine, historically authorized, natural, and transcendental due to its being based on Bhagavad Gita as it is. It is gradually becoming the most popular movement in the entire world, especially amongst the younger generation. It is becoming more and more interesting to the older generation also. Older gentlemen are becoming interested, so much so that the fathers and grandfathers of my disciples are encouraging us by becoming life members of our great society, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. In Los Angeles, many fathers and mothers used to come to see me to express their feelings of gratitude for my leading the Krishna consciousness movement throughout the entire world. Some of them said that it is greatly fortunate for the Americans that I have started the Krishna consciousness movement in America. But actually, the original father of this movement is Lord Krishna himself, since it was started a very long time ago, but is coming down to human society by disciplic succession. If I have any credit in this connection, it does not belong to me personally, but it is due to my eternal spiritual master, His Divine Grace Om Vishnupad Paramahansa. Sorry, I don't want to spell it incorrectly.
His divine grace, Om Vishnu Pada Paramhamsa Parivaja Karya 108 Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada. So that is the name of Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master. But very good that you didn't want to pronounce. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is we read that Prabhupada didn't take any credit for himself. He's saying this is all because of his Guru Maharaj, although Prabhupada did everything to set up ISKCON and do so many things, translate books and whatnot. But there's the humility of Srila Prabhupada. And in the last paragraph, Prabhupada also says that people in general in the age of Kali, we are enamored by external energy. Therefore, we have to read and the original scriptures and purify ourselves. In essence of time, we will skip reading the last paragraph. You will read by yourself the entire preface anyway as part of your spiritual endeavor today. Now, we'll come to introduction. Any questions so far?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. So, we'll come to introduction, and I understand some of you do not have Bhagavad Gita, so I will bring up Bhagavad Gita on screen and we'll read from screen. Now, you all have, at some point of time, read any book. Question for you all. From the books that you have read, how many pages of introduction in any of the books that you have read you remember? Somebody? Everybody?
None of them.
Some books will have introduction, no? How many pages?
I don't remember. I don't remember any of them. The
Okay.
introduction.
Okay. Somebody else, if you have read any book, roughly how many pages of introduction was there in the book that you read? Everybody, please.
2 to 3.
Okay, 2-3 pages. Somebody else? Somebody else?
Yeah, 1 to 2, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
3 to 4.
Okay, 3 to 4. Rest of you?
2 to 3. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Now, Bhagavad Gita introduction is 30 pages long. So, I will give you key points and themes in terms of how the introduction is divided so that it becomes easier to follow along the Bhagavad Gita. So, I will bring up on screen the Bhagavad Gita and you all can follow. Those of you who do not have Bhagavad Gita, I will get you reading from the screen. So we read the introduction, the invocation prayers, which are right here. We read all of this. Now Srila Prabhupada starts the invocation prayers by offering obeisances to Srimati Radharani. So Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya is the prayer to Srimati Radharani. So all devotional services that we do, including the reading of Bhagavad Gita that we are doing right now, is under Srimati Radharani. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada starts the Bhagavad Gita with prayers to Srimati Radharani and to many in Parampara. Now I have a question for you all. I request all of you to please talk to me. Everybody should try to answer. Question is, doctor says, do not eat sugar. And you interpret that doctor is saying, do not eat white stuff, and you eat brown sugar. What will happen to you? Everybody please answer.
Blood sugar will spike anyways.
Okay, what else? But doctor said white sugar, right? I am not eating white sugar.
Isn't that ignorance?
Okay, very good. What else? So what happened here? What the doctor is telling me by saying don't eat white sugar? What is that called?
Not to have sweet.
Okay, not to have sweet. Okay, very good. How does he write? Does he write it on a piece of paper, right?
It's a prescription.
Very good. It's a prescription. And you interpret the prescription. Oh, doctor is saying don't eat white stuff and you go and eat brown sugar. So what will happen?
You get diabetes probably.
You get diabetes or you will not get cured. Why? Because you are not following the prescription. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is a prescription. One has to follow Bhagavad Gita as it is. I cannot say, oh, I like this part of Bhagavad Gita, therefore I will follow. And the rest of the Bhagavad Gita I will ignore. It doesn't work that way. So if you eat brown sugar, when the prescription says do not eat sugar, means you are interpreting by yourself. And if you eat brown sugar, It is not going to cure you, whatever be the disease. So if you cannot change, you cannot interpret, is the point being made with this analogy. So in explaining this point, Srila Prabhupada explains that there are 100 plus different versions of Bhagavad Gita, and all of them have their own interpretation, meaning they have created their own interpretation. Arey Baba, you have 4 defects. How can you interpret Bhagavad Gita? Therefore, Srila Prabhupada is saying, don't interpret what Krishna is saying. Just take the prescription as it is. So the doctor says, do this. You follow this. Doctor says, stop this. You have to stop it. So in Bhagavad Gita, there are things to do and there are things to stop. So we will try to follow and apply those. So whosoever does not have Bhagavad Gita, I will get them to read from the screen. So who wants to read? Who does not have Bhagavad Gita? Okay, Vishal. Yeah, so read from here the paragraph at the bottom. So if those of you who have the book, it's on the second page at the bottom, depending on your print version, could be page 2 or 3. The spirit of Bhagavad Gita. Read from here, this paragraph.
The spirit of Bhagavad Gita is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita itself. It is just like this. If we want to take a particular medicine, then we have to follow the rule, directions written on the label. We cannot take the medicine according to our own whim or the direction of a friend. It must be taken according to the directions on the label or the directions given by a physician. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita should be taken or accepted as it is directed by the speaker himself. The speaker of Bhagavad Gita is Lord Shri Krishna. He is mentioned on every page of Bhagavad Gita as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagwan. Of course, the word Bhagwan sometimes refers to any powerful person or any powerful demigod, and certainly here Bhagwan designates Lord Shri Krishna as a great personality. But at the same time, we should know that Lord Shri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Okay. So what did we say? That we have to take the prescription as it is. So Krishna has given Bhagavad Gita as a prescription.
Yes.
We cannot interpret, we cannot use our whimsical thought process to alter what is given in here. Everybody on the same page?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Questions, comments, realizations so far? Okay. Anubha?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I have one question. Bhagavad Gita was narrated to Arjuna by Lord Krishna only, right?
Correct.
So, I have a question like in Bhagavad Gita, like Lord Krishna is calling himself as a supreme God. Like there's a questioning going in my head that God is himself calling him the supreme God.
Yeah, so you are correct that way, and it is not just Krishna himself calling as God. We actually read where we stopped reading in the purport, which is there on the screen. Actually says that many acharyas, as well as is there in many literature, is described as Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, if you go, say, to any new place, and you don't know the whereabouts of that place, and somebody will guide you. Okay, here you follow this, you follow this. Now we don't know spirituality at all. So what Krishna is doing is saying that this chain of disciplic succession was broken, he describes in 4.2. Therefore, I have to come and re-establish that chain of disciplic succession for people to understand that Krishna is God and the disciplic succession flows all the way down one by one by one. So certain things, somebody who knows has to tell us. And who better than God himself? So what's wrong with it?
Yeah, understandable. There's nothing wrong. It's just that it was a question going in my, it's like, praising yourself kind of that thing. So that's why I was just considering that the Lord himself is saying that I am the Supreme Lord. Only just that thing.
Yeah,
But
you are
now I
correct.
got it.
Yeah, you are correct. And actually, in chapter 10, I will actually give you a mind-boggling exercise where we will actually discuss this. So, Anuba, remember this, and we will discuss this point in chapter 10 in greater detail. I've kind of right now briefly answered rather than explaining so much details about it.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Thanks
Ankit,
for clarifying that.
yeah, very good inquiry. Ankit Prabhu.
I have a very basic questions. Pardon me if it's wrong. The Bhagavad Gita was told by Shri Krishna to Arjun, and it was like speaking, like it was told.
Yeah.
I am always wondering how it came in the written form, like
Yeah.
who wrote it down and how did he know that what was told to Arjuna by Lord Krishna?
Very good. Very good inquiry. That is a very important inquiry. I will briefly answer. Again, it will be a discussion coming up, but I will definitely briefly answer right now. So definitely, Bhagavad Gita was in written form, and as Kali Yuga was approaching, Krishna appeared as Srila Vyasadeva. So in the Bhagavad Gita, towards the end of Bhagavad Gita, you have the disciplic succession. So I have it on screen also. So you see the disciplic succession starts from Krishna, Brahmana, Narad, Vyasa. This Vyasadeva is actually Srila Vyasadeva. He is Krishna himself. So Krishna appeared as Vyasadeva to write down the literatures on paper, because in Srimad Bhagavatam, the characteristics of Kali Yuga are described that people have short memory and short lives. So that what was heard does not get distorted or lost because of Kali Yuga's impact or effect. Therefore, Srila Vyasadeva wrote down on paper all these scriptures for the benefit of all people. So I explained Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, Bhagavad Gita is ABCD of spirituality, and Srimad Bhagavatam is postgraduate study of spirituality. So I'm incorporating certain more information from other scriptures just for the understanding. In terms of how it was written down is Vyasadeva wrote it down, all scriptures. So it's not just Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is actually part of Mahabharata. So Mahabharata was narrated by one particular rishi to another devotee, and Srila Vyasadeva was also present, and he wrote it down when Mahabharata was being recited. So all these scriptures we will soon discuss in our next, not today, but in our next class, about Shruti and Smriti. So Shruti means what is originally spoken, and Smriti means what is heard and then somebody understands the meaning and writes it down. So originally it was spoken, then Sanjaya also heard it, Then it was spoken to many others in disciplic succession. And at some point of time, Vyasadev decided, because Kali Yuga is approaching, where the mindset of people is very bad, lifespan is very bad, memory is very bad, and this will get lost. Therefore, he wrote it down. Ankit Prabhu, does that help you?
Yes, thank you so much.
Hi, sorry. My name is also Ankit. I just had a question if there is time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to understand. So, Krishna is saying that he is the supreme God, and we all want to learn more about Bhagavad Gita and apply it. But to actually get the bhakti, we have to truly believe and immerse ourselves in the devotion. But also in Hindu religion, we have other gods like Shiva, even Vaishnavas, they go to other temples.
Yeah.
How do we reconcile, or if we are going to worshipping other gods, how do we reconcile Krishna as the supreme God, the belief, and then also the worship of other gods? How to reconcile the two so that
Yeah.
we get the most?
Yeah, very good. So if you see on the screen from the themes that I gave you, demigod worship is one of the themes in Bhagavad Gita. So demigod worship is explained in 4.12 verse, then in chapter 7, and then in chapter 9. The Bhagavad Gita discussion the demigod discussion that we'll be having in 4.12 verse, since we all are from India, where demigod worship is very prevalent, you all are going to flip upside down. Krishna clearly says that demigod worship is not required at all. So we'll have a very, very heavy discussion about demigod worship. So demigods are, of course, created by Krishna. Demigod do not have any ability to give you anything unless it is sanctioned by Krishna. So why do you have to go to via medium? You can just go directly to God and he will give you everything. If you go to demigod, whatever the demigods will give you, they will anyway be temporary and insignificant. Therefore, Krishna says in 9.23 that demigod worship is done in a wrong way. Means is done avidhi purvakam. So Ankit Prabhu, from the screen, if you want to read, so this is 9.23 Bhagavad Gita. And I want you to read the translation from the screen.
Sure. Those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kunti, but they do so in a wrong way.
They do so in a wrong way. So other gods refers to demigods. If you follow the purport, the very last line, read the last line. This is stated as?
Stated here as Avidhi Purvakam. In other words, Krishna does not approve the unnecessary worship of the demigod.
Right, so demigod worship is not required at all. Now, some may say as either or, that some saying either do Krishna worship or do demigod worship. That is incorrect understanding. The correct understanding is that if you do Krishna worship, demigod worship is already included in Krishna worship, because demigods and we all jivas, we are all parts and parcels of Krishna. So I have only briefly answered. We'll be having a very heavy conversation about demigod worship when we reach 4.12. Ankit Prabhu, does that help you for the time being?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, very good inquiry. Nitin Prabhu?
Yeah, so I'm a bit confused here. So we say that Bhagavad Gita was told by Krishna because Kali Yuga was approaching. right? But then there were atrocities done in Dwapar Yuga also. So why not before that?
Okay, very good. So we'll discuss this in 4.2. Krishna says, I'll bring up 4.2. It's a very important verse to answer your question. And Krishna says, Sa kalena mahata yoga nashti parantapa. That due to effect of time, the yoga, means the devotional service, is already lost. And this will also get discussed in 4.7 and 4.8, very famous verses. All of us from India and watching the Mahabharata TV serial, 4.7, 4.8 as Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharata verse is probably stuck in everybody's head. In those verses, 4.2, 4.7, 4.8, what Krishna is saying is that in the Dwarpa Yuga, which was the Yuga just before the Kali Yuga of current Yuga, the standard was already deviated. And therefore, Krishna had actually appeared in the Dwarpa Yuga. So Krishna did not appear in Kali Yuga. Yes, Krishna has appeared also in Kali Yuga as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But the Dwarpa Yuga during the Mahabharata times, when Duryodhan was the king or the king's son, the standard of living was already not according to the standard. Therefore, Krishna appeared in Dwarpa Yuga to re-establish the broken chain. So, Nitin Prabhu, if you want to read the 4.2 translation, that should give you the answer further.
The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost.
Right? So it was already lost. So what Krishna is saying, that the standard during the Mahabharata time was already deviated standard. Nitin Prabhu?
But then isn't it more cyclic in nature that every yuga this thing will keep on happening?
You are correct. So yugas keep on happening. We'll discuss this in 8.17. That it's not that after Kali Yuga earth will end. No. In 12-hour day of Brahma, there are 1,000 cycles of 4 yugas. So Satyug, Dwarpa Yuga, Treta Yuga, Kali Yuga, these cycles keep repeating 1,000 times in 12-hour day of Brahma. We'll discuss all this in 8.17.
Okay.
Does that help you?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Very good inquiries from all of you. Thank you for participating. So we will continue, go back to introduction. So in the introduction, we read about the prescription. Now in the middle of the page of the introduction, it talks about rasa, that devotion in rasa. So all of us have a relationship with Krishna in one of these rasas. Meaning either we are a devotee in passive state or in active state or as a friend or a parent or in conjugal lover. Meaning the Sanskrit words of all of these is Madhurya Rasa. So from the bottom, conjugal is Madhurya, parent is Vatsalya, friend is Sakhya, active is Dasya, and passive is Shant Rasa. So we have a relationship at the level of soul with Krishna in any of one of these 5 rasas. Unless you know otherwise what is your rasa, it is best to be a servant in the Dasya rasa. That's what we follow in our sampradaya, that we are all servants of the servants of the servants of the servants in a very long disciplic chain going all the way to Srimati Radharani. And only a devotee can understand Bhagavad Gita. So all of you are already devotees. That's why you are already here and trying to study Bhagavad Gita. So studying scriptures in association of devotees is the only way to understand scriptures. Right now, one should simply focus on trying to be a servant. This is the best way to get rid of anarthas. Questions, comments, realizations? Now, next point, we will discuss what is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. So I will scroll down to paragraph. It starts, just what is Bhagavad Gita? Let's see. Yeah, right here. So whosoever does not have Bhagavad Gita would like to read, can unmute and read from this paragraph, just what is Bhagavad Gita? This explains the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. Who wants to read?
May I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. Thank you. So just what is Bhagavad Gita? The purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to deliver mankind from the nescience of material existence. Every man is in difficulty in so many ways. As Arjuna also was in difficulty in having to fight the battle of Kurukshetra. Arjuna surrendered unto Sri Krishna, and consequently, this Bhagavad Gita was spoken. Not only Arjuna, but everyone of us is full of anxieties because of this material existence. Our very existence is in the atmosphere of non existence. Actually, we are not meant to be threatened by non existence. Our existence is eternal, but somehow or other, we are put into asset. Asset refers to that which does not exist.
So we
Thank
are
you.
we as humans, we are in the nescience of material existence, and we have to come out of that, and therefore Krishna has come to give us Bhagavad Gita. The next paragraph we are going to read is going to be very heavy statement. So let's see. Who has not read would like to read? Gayatri, would you like to read this paragraph? It starts, Lord Krishna descends.
Yes. Lord Krishna descends specifically to re-establish the real purpose of life when man forgets their purpose. Even then, out of many, many human beings who awaken, there may be one who actually enters the spirit of understanding his position, and for him, this Bhagavad Gita is spoken. Actually, we are all swallowed by the tigress of nescience, but the Lord is very merciful upon living entities, especially human beings. To this end, he spoke the Bhagavad Gita, making his friend Arjuna his student.
Okay, so tigress of nescience, that's a massively strong word. Tigress of nescience, that nescience means ignorance, that we all are in so much nescience or ignorance or illusion that that's because of this ignorance, we are all trying to enjoy separate from Krishna, and this is because of avidya or illusion and not knowing the truth. And therefore, Krishna has descended. So one of the devotional service items is studying scriptures. And by studying scriptures, it will destroy avidya or illusion at the root, so that one does not create new karma. Otherwise, karma is designed in such a way that it is an endless cycle. Questions, comments, realizations on a pretty strong word, tigress of nescience? Okay. So I have undivided attention. I'm going to give you some spiritual endeavor for today. How many of you have heard the word conditioned soul and contaminated consciousness? Everybody, please answer. How many of you have heard the words conditioned
not.
soul and contaminated consciousness?
No, I'm hearing it for the first time.
Okay. Somebody else? Have you heard these words?
Yeah, I've heard it. Yep.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So this is going to be your homework. Now, my next slide. All of you probably will love to do homework. Do you all? Yes, no? Maybe that's
Yes.
okay, very good. Maybe the other two images fit properly, right? Homework? What do my social life? Who invented homework? Isn't all of you, or at least some of you, in the second and the third image? Yes, no?
Most of us.
Yes, Prabhu.
So homework is a bad terminology. This is spiritual endeavor. So what I'm going to give you, whatever you call it, either homework or spiritual endeavor, is actually endeavor, spiritual endeavor. And this is going to generate spiritual taste for you all. So right now we all have material taste and I don't have spiritual taste. So to advance on the path of spirituality, I need to develop spiritual taste. And how I develop spiritual taste is by endeavoring on what I ask you to endeavor. So my questions will be open-ended and they will be very, very tricky. They are going to make you think and you will go, ooh. That's what it's going to make you do, because my whole purpose is to make you remember Krishna through the Bhagavad Gita study. So all of us are conditioned souls. And the whole purpose of Bhagavad Gita, studying Bhagavad Gita, is to first know our own self. Only then you can move towards the goal. So when we will be studying Bhagavad Gita and we will endeavor on the spiritual endeavors, a light is going to shine on you all individually and you will be able to look within yourself. Oh, I am so dirty from inside. So question for all of you. When can you get something cleaned? Anybody? Everybody? When can you get something cleaned?
When you decide to start cleaning
When you decide.
yourself.
Yeah, very good.
Maybe first you accept that you are dirty. That's the
Very good.
first process.
Acceptance that you are dirty. Okay, very good. Everybody else?
With the help of some good cleaning agents.
Good cleaning agents. Okay, very good. But still, what's the first step? When can you get something cleaned?
When it is dirty.
When it is dirty. But do
When
you
you
know?
find dirt.
When you find dirt, that's what this light is going to shine on you. And you will see, oh, I am dirty from inside. That's when cleaning process has to happen. So otherwise, you don't even think that I am not dirty. Well, where is the question of cleansing? So my questions, the spiritual endeavors that I am going to give you, will take you 5-10 minutes. But it will shine a light on you yourself. And provided you are dirty from inside, you will realize, oops, ooh, I am dirty, I need to be cleansed. And these spiritual endeavors are going to help you get cleansed. How? Because these spiritual endeavors are going to make you remember Krishna through the Bhagavad Gita words, and that will make Krishna's presence within you, and that's how you will get cleansed over a period of time. So I have so many bad things in me which are known as anarthas, which are blocking me from going to Krishna. So the only way for anarthas to cleanse is to exhaust them by getting them come out, and this will be when you ask questions. So what does anartha mean? Anartha means that which has no meaning. Artha means that which has meaning, and anartha means that which has no meaning. So when one understands that there is no meaning to the reflection that we live in this material world, and these anarthas make us see meaning in that which has no meaning. So anarthas means which are undesirable, and we have given meaning to lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion. These are anarthas. These are undesirable, but we have given meanings to all of them. Therefore, we will learn to first see ourselves from within, and then learn to cleanse ourselves. So I'm going to give you homework / spiritual endeavor. So have undivided attention. Somebody will be repeating these homework questions. I shouldn't call them homework. These are spiritual endeavors. First, read the entire purport. Not purport, read the entire preface. Sorry, I will repeat. So the first question is, read entire preface. We only read one paragraph. In the essence of time, we skip the other paragraph. Second, read introduction about first 14 or 15 pages, depending on your print version. And you have to find answers to question number 3 and 4. And you will populate the answers by end of day Wednesday on a Google form link that I will post in the WhatsApp group. So if any one of you is not in the WhatsApp group, please sign up in the WhatsApp group so that you get the instructions and the link. So the third question which you will find from the introduction is, what does conditioned soul mean? Fourth question is, what does contaminated consciousness mean? So everybody understands the exercise? That number 2 was reading introduction, first 14 or 15 pages. And you will find the answer for what does conditioned soul mean and what does contaminated consciousness mean. And you will populate on the Google form link that I will send you. Now, fifth question is very important. So first answer right now. All of you answer right now, and then I will give you the question. How many of you respect God, Krishna? How many of you?
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
Maybe
I do. I do.
Very good.
I
I do.
Very
I
good.
do.
Anybody not respecting Krishna? So if you don't have the ability to speak, or if you are afraid, you can always use the chat and use a direct message to me. So I'm going to send in the WhatsApp group a short 5-minute lecture, which is titled How to Respect Krishna, God. It's only 5-minute lecture. And it's going to be eye-opener, and the answer that you gave me all, how that you all respect Krishna, you revisit your own answer after listening to this 5-minute lecture, and you can populate your realization on the Google form. So the 5-minute lecture in terms of how to respect Krishna will explain that you respect the time that you have carved out for Krishna. Means you join the classes before the class time starts. When you are in the Bhagavad Gita classes, you have undivided attention. You don't do other things, browse the network, browse the internet, follow your WhatsApp or whatever other social media. No, drop all those. Otherwise, your respecting Krishna is only verbal, not by action. So I will send you those. So I have given you 5 spiritual endeavors. I request somebody to please repeat the 5 spiritual endeavors. And I will help wherever you get stuck.
May I, Prabhuji?
Kajal, go ahead.
So the first one is to read the entire preface. And then secondly, we have to read the introduction till like page 14 or 15, depending upon our like print. And then finding the answer for question 3 and 4, which is what does the conditioned soul means? And the question 4 is what does contaminated consciousness means? And then we have to populate our answers in the Google form that you will be sending in the WhatsApp group. And then the 5th one is by listening to the lecture of 5 minutes, like how to respect Krishna, and then revisiting our answers about are we actually respecting Krishna or not, and then like revisiting our answer and responding in the Google form itself in the WhatsApp group.
Super excellent, Kajal. That was spectacular.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Everybody on the same page. So you will populate your answers by end of day Wednesday, 18th September. Now I understand some of you still don't have Bhagavad Gita. So send me a message offline and connect with me offline, and we'll try to get you a copy of Bhagavad Gita, or you can get a copy of Bhagavad Gita from a local ISKCON. So what I will do is on the screen, I will bring up the image, cover page image of Bhagavad Gita. And I request that you do not buy Bhagavad Gita from Amazon. Do not buy Bhagavad Gita from any store other than ISKCON. Go to ISKCON and get this version that you see on the screen. Get this version of Bhagavad Gita. And do not, from ISKCON, do not get the original Macmillan version, because we already discussed that the original Macmillan version was slightly different than what it is now. The original one was curtailed version. So take a snapshot of what you have. If you have an ISKCON center close by to you, many of you are in Toronto and around area. Some of you are from Vancouver, some from Ottawa, some from different places. If you have a ISKCON close by to you, please get it from ISKCON. No other place, not Amazon, no other store, because there are 500 different versions of Bhagavad Gita, and all those other versions are distorted versions of Bhagavad Gita. So follow what you have on screen. And at the next class, all of you should try to explain one or more points of what we discussed and ask questions, because when you ask questions, that's when your purification will happen. So my last point for today is that I request all of you to please give me feedback. If you all are okay with the format and the pace that we are progressing, I am open to any and all suggestions either now or you can send me a message offline or as we go along. Understand that I am here to serve you all. I am not a guru. I am just a very easily accessible servant. So you all should feel very, very comfortable to communicate with me on anything and everything. Anybody? Japan, Parik?
I think the format is good, the way it is done now.
Japan, Parik, you wanted to say something? Am I pronouncing your name correctly? We cannot hear you. We cannot hear. So there are devotees from other batches who know me from before. Maybe they can share and give comfort to others that how easily approachable I am. Those of you who know me personally from services and other batches. Abhishek, Deepali, Chigna, Mansi, Monarch, Matan, so many of you, Smith.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Rajesh Prabhu is really very much approachable anytime, and specifically what I know through WhatsApp message, I have connected with him many of times. So, and he would give me a really good feedback and about the the answers that we give to the spiritual endeavors. He would give us really nice detailed explanation. So very easily and approachable Prabhuji, Rajesh Prabhuji is. That's what I feel.
Okay, thank you. All praise are always for Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. Anybody else? Mansi, Monarch?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So I think so I met Prabhuji first time in the kitchen seva. So so he told me that he was starting a new batch for the Bhagavatam. So that's how I connected. And gradually I'm feeling very comfortable to ask any question or any help. So it's like everyone can ask any question, literally any question to him personally or either in the group or anywhere. Yeah. Thank you.
Good, thank you. So we are just about at 4 o'clock. Deepali?
Hare Krishna, yes. So I think, Rajesh Prabhu is my god brother and he is one of the most accessible devotees. Whatever the question be, I have asked him questions for literally like the last, I think, 3-4 years, but he has a very shastric answer to it, which will help us which will help us in this yuga. So I really encourage everyone, he's very prompt to answer. Sometimes he will send us a lecture for us to have clarity on what we need. He exactly knows which verse from where what for that problem, what is the solution. And he also helps us in learning our memorizing the verses in a very amazing fashion. So I really encourage everyone to listen and ask questions and do the spiritual endeavors, and I think it will really help very much.
Okay, thank you. All goes all for Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. Okay, we are just about past 4 p.m. here. I don't want to keep you waited. Are we okay to stop here?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, can I get the WhatsApp group link for joining this group?
Yeah, I will send you. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.